In this video, we're going to take a look at things from the HR's perspective. Here we can see we're logged in as Jamie, who's the HR user for Select Tile. From her Home tab, she's able to search for employees simply by typing in either their last name, first name, or social. So let's go ahead and start typing. Let's look for an employee with the last name that starts with the letter G. As soon as we start to type our G, we can see the full list of not only employees that have a last name that start with G, but the first name as well. Here, HR simply scrolls down to the employee they wish to access. Here we can see we have access now to Grants record. From here, we can see that the HR has lots of functionality. They can view the employee's information, they can navigate to the employee's profile page in case they need to make any updates to the employee's record. They can also update benefits, which would allow the HR to process life events on behalf of the employee. Here's where we can begin to add our employee. We'll add a few components of information, including their last name, first name, and social. As we begin to type the last name, we'll notice that the system is trying to check to see if this employee already exists for us. Once all your information is entered, select Next. Here we're going to enter some personal information for the employee. As we scroll through this page, we'll see that there's information that can be entered, but not all information is mandatory. To see what fields are mandatory, simply select Next at the bottom of the page. Here we can see the only things that we're actually required to enter are the sex, date of birth, and state of residence. Let's go ahead and enter that information and then select Next. Our next page requires us to enter a little bit of information about Olivia's employment. Again, if we're not sure exactly what information is required, we can simply scroll to the bottom of the screen and select Next to highlight those fields. So here we can see we're required to enter a hire date, a class, and a payroll group. Let's go ahead and enter that information, but we also want to enter some information about her salary as well, since we know we have some benefits that will look at her salary information. We'll enter all of that and select Next. Our next section will be to assign any onboarding tasks that may be applicable for the employee. In this company, we're not using those, so we can simply select Finish Up. Lastly, we can see that we didn't enter an email address for Olivia when we first entered her, so we have one more opportunity to do so that we can get her registration link over to her. So let's go ahead and take the time to enter her email address and then hit Send. From here, our last step is to finalize. We can either go to her profile, or if we have more employees to add, select Add Another Employee, or simply select Finished, which would return us to our company homepage. Best practice is always to take a peek at the employee's profile. So I'm going to select Go to Profile. Here, if I needed to add any additional information or wanted to search through any of the additional information that I could add, I could simply navigate to those tabs. But everything looks good here to me, so I'm going to go ahead and go up and hit my Home tab to return back to the home page for this company. Other tools that we have available to us include tabs like Employees, Reports, The Wall, ACA, PTO, Tasks, Benefits, Payroll, Documents, and Settings. Another thing we'll notice here is no matter what page we're on, we do still also see that Help button in the lower right hand corner. So if HR ever has any questions about what they are doing within the system or how a feature works, they can simply select Help to get more information. Here, just like at the agency level, we can make suggestions, or the user can simply type in their question to read more information. So let's go ahead and close out of here and look at one other tool that's available for this user. By selecting her name in the upper right hand corner, we'll see a drop-down menu that allows this user to manage her own personal employee account. Simply select Switch to My EE page, and now this user can manage her own individual account. To return back home, simply select the name of the company in the left hand. While this is a very brief review of all of the tools and functionality that is available to HR users, you can find more information on our help site.